So, uh, hello everyone. We are meeting after a long time. Today we are going to discuss the question that we are going to discuss over here is print factorial. So, write a program that uses a while loop to find the factorial of a given number. What is the factorial of an integer? Everyone knows it's a function that multiplies a number by every number below till one. Okay, check sample. You can check the sample input and output of the code also. Like this is the sample input and output of the code. Okay. So now, but how we are going to solve it? This we have to understand that how we are going to solve it and how we have to just answer explain our explanation in front of an interview because this is a very pretty easy question. And these kinds of if someone is asking these questions, that means they want to just um, research on your knowledge and logic and cognitive skills. Okay, so let me open my whiteboard. Okay, so see how first from where we would be starting. Okay, okay. So where so okay. So we are not gonna start like see. For example, let us take an example. Let us take an example that is 5. N is equals to 5. Okay. Uh, N is equals to 5. So how recursively we can think the answer solution, or how we can just answer like how we can make the solutions. So we want to calculate the 5 factorial over here. So 5 into 4 into 3, sorry, into 3, 4 into 3 into 2 and into 1. So here you can get the answer as 120. So the factorial of 5 is equals to 120. It's as simple as that. But now the major main parts come when we have to uh, approach, we implement our approach as this. How recursive, as I use the word recursive, how recursively we can think. In my last problem, where I explained to you about the reverse and array, there also the problem was simple, but I just want you to make the clear the understanding of recursion, because in future, whatever if you want to solve a good level of problems, you have to use recursions. Otherwise, you will be facing some tailies or runtime errors. Okay, okay. So what? First of all, understand the pattern. So what kind of pattern it follows? It follows these patterns. That is 0 factorial, that is equals to 1. That is that is 1 factorial, that is equals to again 1. And n factorial, that is n into n minus 1 and factorial. Okay, so this naturally leads to recursion. Okay, so this naturally leads to recursion. Okay, so what is the Python code that we can implement over here? So let us dry run that Python code. Okay. So for example, we have, let me first write you this Python code over here. Okay. So first we have to make one function that is there factorial, okay, that factorial, then n like this. Okay. Then if n is equals to 0 or n is equals to 1. See, that is a simply, this is our base case, then 1. So I do not have to make you this understand this thing again and again. That is the base case, since if you are making the factorial of 1, so it will be 0 or 1. That is your factor. You will get the answer as 1. Okay. So how again I will be explaining this thing, but let's understand the whole code first. Then return n into factorial. What is factorial? Why I'm using the word factorial? It is a function. So basically, if you're using recursion, you have to use the function. That is a function calling itself. Okay. Let us run this code first. So I have been signing. Uh, okay, I have to write the code again. No, no issues. Code is not as huge. Okay. De de factorial n n and if n is equals to 0 or n is equals to 1, within 1, then n into n minus 1. Okay, not in this code first. Okay, we got an error and at the line 4, that is invalid syntax. Okay, now let's check. So sample the sample input is this, and okay, now first of all I could submit it. Let's check. Wrong answer, failed on hidden test cases. I like skip test file. Okay, subtask 0%, subtask 0%, score 0%, skip test file, test score is equal to 0%. So okay, find error. So see, actually the problem is that here we have been asked us to find this answer with the help of while loop, but we are not using a while loop here to calculate the factorial. But here we are just using the concept of recursion. That is according to the question, it is not right. Actually, it is not right. So um, like, but okay, you can understand. See, I've also if you have seen my Instagram video, where I will introduce, I will just attach to my thumbnail also. I use the concept of while loop, but at the while loop, also that was a pseudo code. It was not a proper code, but there also some code was running, and some test cases were not running. So here, as it is showing that if we have to use a while loop, so you can see the solution of a while loop also over here. But let me first explain you the concept of recursion. Okay, I should explain you this concept of recursion over here. Okay, I'm just copying this one and this one whiteboard. Okay, in my whiteboard. Let's go to the whiteboard. So okay, so what is happening? First of all, dry run this code. Okay. First of all, we will be going to dry run this code. Okay. To reduce the size. So factorial. So we have to calculate the factorial for example of the number is any number. For example, I'm taking the number as 4 because it's a small number we should take to save the time. 4 again 4. Okay, so basically, see, factorial of a number is a very easy problem to understand, and for execution you should know the concept of coding, a little bit coding, and you can just calculate the answer. In your basically in your semester examinations or universities examinations, they may ask you this question, but in terms of interviewer, they would not ask you to write this code in terms of while loop, because while loop is pretty easy. If the interviewer really wants to understand, judge your cognitive and dynamic and recursion skills. Okay, so I just want to make you understand the question logically rather than syntactically. So we have to calculate the question 4. So 4 into 4. So 4 is the number over here. So as you can see, 4 is a number over here. For example, 4 is the number over here. This is 4. This n over denotes 4. N is 4 over here. Sorry, n is 4 over here. Okay, or I should like, if I will write it, then there's no problem. Okay, n is over 4 over here. So that nums or that n is equals to 4 or any number. For example, this in my this is a test case where I'm taking 4 as my test case input. Okay, sample input. Then again I have to multiply recursively. So I have to call that function. So I'm calling that function again. For example, if this is the line, if I would say that this is the line 1 of my code, if this is the line 1 of my code, so I'm calling this line 1 of my code again. That is function. Okay. So what is this? What is this factorial demonstrates? This factorial demonstrates to me that it is a function. It is a function to me. Okay. Okay. Factorial demonstrates a function to me. Okay. Basically, this is a line one. I'm noting it as a line 1. Okay. So basically, inside it, so how much part is left till now? How much part is left till now? Your part that is left till now is 3, because first, how it works, as I said to you, since this is an example of 5, consider it as 4. So how will you gonna work? So first, remove this thing. Okay, so 4 then 3. After 4 you will calculate the multiplication of 3. So how it is going to be calculated? Let's move to this line again, this with the help of this line, n into this n. This is your n, this is your n, and this is your n minus 1. So again we put up the condition of n minus 1. So it is making the similar, it is making it very easy to understand. Okay, 4 minus 1. Okay, again we are moving towards like same. Then 4 into, okay, this 4 is there again. This 4 is there. This 4, okay, this 4 is there, and this 3 is also there, and this okay, this 4 is also there, and because now we will put we have to just snatch this 3 from here to here. Now now into 2 into 2 into factorial. No, not 2, not 2 right now. Okay, this 3 3 into factorial. Okay, now I'm just writing, not explaining the whole thing, because now you might be understood that what I'm trying to say. Okay. Two, 4, again, 4 will be there. Okay, 4, this 3, this 2, this factorial. Again, I'm calling the function. Again, it's 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 1. Okay. So let's close the brackets. Not closing the brackets properly. 4, again multiplication. Again, it's into 3. It's into 2. It's into 2. It's into 1 is equals to 24 is the answer. Okay. So basically this you can how this you can get the result. Okay, nothing to explain over here much. Okay. Uh, so base case. If I use a base case, so base case is something this has been used to stop the recursion. This stops the recursion over here. Okay, it stops the recursion. How? See, uh, see, without it, the function would keep calling itself. So basically, you can say it would be the problem of infinite loop. Okay, it would be the problem of infinite loop over here. Okay, so now see now the problem is over. I've also demonstrated the code in front of you, and it's not so complicated that I should demonstrate it again and again and show it to you. So I think you guys should just practice this code on your own, but just understand provide you the last formality. And what is this? Is that is your time complexity. Time complexity. It is a big O of n. It is big O of n. Space complexity big O of n again. So how if interviewer asks you how it is possible? One recursive call for each number like this again due to the recursion call stack. So I've also given you the reason for the time complexity, how you have to explain and what is time complexity. So this is a standard recovery solution commonly asked in coding interviews. So basically, I think that nothing to now just deliver more on this. It would be just a time waste. So I think this much of part is enough for you. That factorial of a number, the product of all positive integers from one up to that number, it is represented by factorials. For example, if n is equals to 5, then 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 is equals to 120. Also, 0 factorial is equals to 1 and 1 factorial is equals to 1 by definition. So basically, if we talk about why recursion is a technique where function call itself, a factorial is a good example. It is a repeating pattern. So we stop at 0 as 1 because their factorial is 1. So understand this okay. I should just understand elaborate this base case once again. That at 0 or 1, because their factorial is 1, without this base case, the recursion would never stop and would cause a stack overflow. Because see, if we the factorial of 0 is 1 and 1 is also 1. So if it is reaching the condition of 1 or 0, that means you have to just stop this condition. You have to stop this condition. If it is you're not stopping the condition, your loop will just move again and again. So key idea is that recursion solves the problem by breaking it into a smaller version of itself. The most important part is the base case, which prevents infinite recursion. This approach is simple, easy to understand, and is a classic recursion interview question. So, this is all from my side today. It's a simple problem, and we didn't take too much of time. Um, if you want, I can also make you this problem, make revert. If you want, please DM me on my Instagram channel. I will definitely just make you understand and definitely make you understand again. And one thing more, guys, currently yeah, I'm using my Telegram channel to for the and help you to prepare for the interviews. Okay, so I'm working very hard to just make you grab any opportunity. And so please subscribe to my Telegram channel. Please, this is I'm providing the link. I've already provided the link in the description. Please join the channel. You will find many informative videos that how you have to speak in front of interviewers. And this not interview. Okay, it's not about the interview. It's that what kind of questions they can ask, how technically they can ask, and just there I'm not explaining you like this, like in a YouTube, like whole you have to just make all notes and you have to just open your laptops, and you can, like, you scroll reels, you can similar in a similar manner, you can watch my lectures, you can watch my reels. It's a very small lectures, they were very small lectures, and like a reels, it is a kind of a reel format or a shorts format. So I'm speaking this, make my words and make your own answers and research it. So you do not have to prepare an interview from like you do not have to spend more number of time I mean diff individual time for separate times for your preparation of interviews. Okay, so today I'm just this is all that was all from my side for today. And okay, let's copy the solution and let's check that will it work with this one or not. With this, will it work with this one or not? And um, maybe okay. Mhm. The solution field and following. Okay, okay. Hmm. Now, if you check indentation error, okay, these are some indentation errors are there. Okay, okay, okay. We cannot do like that. So we just I have to file um, num is greater than or equal to 0. Then factorial into factorial 2 is equal to num num minus 1. Okay, and we can move for inside the value in print factorial. Now, while it failing? Maybe this is the reason that I was not providing the on tab. Okay, indentation error again. Now I would run. So this is CodeChef that I'm using today, and it is very new for me. Actually, it is new for me that I'm not able to generate a data. What is the problem? Find error and code is logically see here your my code is logically correct for calculating factorial recursion, but it does not meet the problem for to the input output handling. The CodeChef platform expects your step to read the input from stdin and print result directly. Your current code um, defines a function but never calls it or reads the input. Okay, might defines a function but it never reads the input. Okay, maybe okay. And loop requirement. The problem specifically asks you to use a while loop, not recursion. Is a correct code for that follows the required structure. Okay, okay. Okay. So if I use this code, will it work? It should be. Oh, it worked. Actually, it worked because see, there's some specifications were mentioned. There you not have to define a function again and again. See here on see this is a I think different platform. I never used CodeShip before, so here see I got it right and my subtask is corrected and then protocol is 100% an AI review. AI would review my code. Okay, what AI will review now? Everything was logically correct and follow the bets because it wants you the loop, it wants you to use the loop. Okay, it has its own specifications that it wants me to use the loop. So see, likewise, factor int num is equals to int in output. Factorial is equals to one. Use while num is greater than zero. Factorial is equals to num. Number of times it see there you are we are doing the operation inside the function only. Here we have one loop that number should be greater than zero and factorial should be one. That number of times it is calculating that number and it is and this is the condition of n minus one. Okay, and it is giving me the output. That's good. That's pretty good. Okay. That's pretty good for me. Okay, so I'm just um hovering it. I'm just closing everything over here. Okay, so there's one more thing that we can also use math log factorial. Okay, let's check with this one also. Yes, I was also thinking about this thing that math dot factorial. This is also the way to find out math dot factorial dot nums. Man, and also it has to work obviously because it is their given solution only. And for a for loop, it's a Pythonic way. Usually, a for loop is considered more Pythonic than a while loop when the number of iterations is known in advance. I'm a Python guy and I prefer Python. I can so basically if you are serious about doing Python, although you are independent of choosing any other language, but if you are dependent upon Python, so you should understand each and every steps of Python, how it works and what does it want. So let's check this. It is running. In Python also it is running. Here also. So for loop. Hi for why for loop from one. So from it is using from one num plus one. Okay. This is factorial intent to one. That's the use of Python. Because any number when you have to take the factorial, it should be one actually So it is taking till nums for plus one. Okay. And then till it is taking from nums plus one and it is multiplying till that number. It is giving it. Okay, thank you so much. I'm just opening this, closing this one. I hope you like that, like my video.